Since taking office after the 2022 general elections, St. Kitts and Nevis' Prime Minister Dr. Terence Drew, under whose portfolio is the Citizenship by Investment CBI program, several pieces of legislation have been passed to protect the integrity of the program. According to Dr. Drew, the CBI program continues to undergo other changes to ensure efficiency, sustainability, security, all within the context of the good governance agenda of the administration. According to the Prime Minister, all aspects of the CBI program must operate with transparency and accountability. The Prime Minister was asked if, within the context of the new legislation and the good governance agenda, if an ongoing relationship with CS Global Partners would continue.
We got there and certain, I would say, contracts were in place, legally bound, of course, right? We made the changes in the regulations. We set up the CBI board, and we are reviewing everything. We have only been there 13 months, roughly, right? 14 months. And you said since 2013 to now is what, a decade? We have only been there about 1/10 of the time. And so therefore, we are bringing everything under the good governance. Everything did not happen overnight, and so we are rolling it out. So wherever we find, as we do our plans and checks where there are issues, we are going to deal with them. And we are willing to deal with them because you know, and you have been in the CBI space, that people rose up and started to criticize a lot of the changes that we were making, or the changes that we are making. And we are deciding that we are legally the spaces, and we'll seek for the legal space to do what we have to do. These are things that we would have met in place. And so we have to deal with them accordingly. So anything that does not come under where we consider to be an issue of promoting the program, helping the program, and so forth, because at the same time that somebody might mention the cost, again, you have to ask if you're getting your bang for your buck, correct? Let's say this is a Koi hotel, and it costs Koi $1 million to market Koi, and somebody else offer you $10,000. But let's say Koi $1 million is making sure that Koi is making 20. Koi might say, well, I'm getting my bang for my buck based on the ratio of what I'm getting and what I have to spend to maintain where I'm at. So questions like that, right? I'm just saying in the general sense. But we are applying the good governance regulations to every sector, the CBI, and all the other ministries to come into compliance. And we have started the process. It is a difficult process because, of course, we had to uproot many things, but we're making sure that legally we are protected as well.
Even with the stricter rules and regulations resulting from the new legislation, the St. Kitts and Nevis CBI program is ranked highly, the Prime Minister said.
I would say that our program is recognized as number one, even with the tough changes that we have. And those, because we think that you can have tough laws, responsible laws, be a program that engenders the confidence of your partners, and at the same time, be a financially stable program of, I will say, a finance-generating program. The two can go hand in hand, and we are proving it.
CS Global is a London-based advisory and marketing firm that specializes in residency and citizenship by investment solutions. Glenn Bart reporting for Skn Newsline.
St. Kitts and Nevis on Friday welcomed the inaugural cruise call of Seabourn Pursuit, one of the most luxurious ships in the Seabourn fleet, marking a momentous occasion for St. Kitts and its tourism industry. According to a press release on the St. Kitts Tourism Authority, the destination welcomed to 233 passengers upon the opulent vessel, which achieved its completion a mere 2 months ago. Seabourn Pursuit is a state-of-the-art vessel with world-class amenities and services, making it the perfect addition to the island's offerings. The ship boasts over 300 elegantly appointed suites, all outfitted with modern amenities and exclusive access to a private balcony for an immersive, nature-filled experience St. Kitts is known for. With this inaugural call, St. Kitts continues strengthening its position as a leading Caribbean destination by showcasing its unique offerings, including lush tropical beauty, rich culture, and picturesque landscapes. Tourism Minister Marsha Henderson said, "Today marks a new chapter in our tourism history, and we are honored to welcome seaborne pursuit to our beautiful island. We are currently experiencing an increase in luxury vessels sailing to St. Kitts. The affluent travelers embarking on these vessels tend to have a strong propensity for spending. They possess a refined taste for exquisite experiences, fine dining, upscale shopping, and captivating excursions, which would then translate in a significant economic boost for our local businesses. Ellison Tommy Thompson, CEO of the St. Kitts Tourism Authority, added, "We are thrilled to welcome Seaborne Pursuit and its passengers to St. Kitts. This partnership opens the gates for an endless array of possibilities for the growth and development of our tourism industry. With our island's stunning natural beauty and the support of St. Kitts tourism stakeholders, we are confident that our visitors will enjoy a unique and unforgettable experience during their visit to St. Kitts." Andre Huey, Skn Newsline.
I'm feeling.
St. Kitts Nevis shoppers, now you can order from China and have your items delivered to you here in St. Kitts Nevis. Introducing Channel Links, a shipping and logistics company from St. Martin that is making your ordering from China dreams come through. Channel Links imports top goods and items for vehicles, accessories, consumer electronics, cosmetics, furniture, toys, house supplies, and much more. Ship your items to a Chinese address, and Channel Links will take care of the rest to ship your products to St. Kitts. If you wish to get your items much faster, Channel Links also offers air freight services. So shop on Alibaba, AliExpress, and other Asian shopping sites. Get low affordable prices and get your items shipped to you. Call or WhatsApp Channel Links in St. Martin at 1-721-554-4802, 580-0171, 580-0065, or 580-4834. Or you can email them at contact_us@channel-links.com. Channel Links, your shipping solution.
It's beautiful. He took one look at you and the angels started singing.
Another wonderful day.
What would you say about staying here for a few months or like a year, just so that we can be together again and just live and love and laugh and have fun and breathe?
Why are you hiding out on a little Caribbean island, singing in a beach bar?
When I came here, I was at peace, and I never left.
This is the beating heart of Nevis. This is what grounds me, what feeds my soul. It's where I found myself.
I hope your life here will be full of joy. Love this island, my son. She will give you more than you can imagine.
While the passage of Tropical Storm Philippe was not as intense on St. Kitts as it was on other Eastern Caribbean islands, farmers have reported some damage. Meshach Alford, president of a local consortium of farmers, told Skn Newsline that the rains had an impact on several types of food crops.
The impact is such that it would affect most of us down to our crops on the ground, right? Those are crops on the ground, like those are watermelons and all. We would have gotten some damage, fig trees, banana trees, and plantains blown over. We had those to deal with and so on. But those who actually in the land preparation stage were trying to get the land prepared due to a number of wash from the heavy rains that fell, and are now exposed in a bit, so you would have lost some of the topsoil and so on. So that would be some of the damage that you would incur.
Alfred pointed out, however, that the planting season is likely to be shortened due to compounding factors.
The problem we are having right now that is more pressing, even than the weather, is the matter to do with land preparation. As we expressed before, we expressed to the Ministry of Agriculture before that we have a situation now on the island where majority of the private chapter operators are not up and going. Some months ago, we had told them that there were about 18 chapter operators and 17 of them were down. We're going into the planting season. The planting season also coincides with the rainy season, of course, because we rain-fed some of our agricultural system. And so what we're having right now is that the damage that we are incurring from the weather is also compounding with the fact that we don't have any land preparation going on. Therefore, the planting season is now being delayed. And so we're looking at a shorter growing season as a result of that.
Skn Newsline attempted to speak with the crop coordinator and the director of agriculture in the Department of Agriculture, but was told they were not on site. Glenn Bart reporting for Skn Newsline.
Curtis Crook, a former TDC employee who was assigned at the RLB International Airport, feels vindicated that his dismissal from the airport in 2018 was unjustified. Crook told Skn Newsline in an exclusive interview recently that after pursuing the matter legally, he discovered that there were no breaches on his part that warranted his SCASPA ID from being revoked back in 2018.
So when I got the new job this year, I have to get the airport ID. And in pursuing the ID, that's when I realized that there was no evidence to show that Mr. Cook did anything wrong at the airport. Gotten back the ID, I remember in the training I asked the guy about, he said I have to vet you in order for you to get back the ID. And I popped the question and said, well, is anything on my file at the airport? And the training guy said, there's nothing on my file. And after he said that, I said, well, you know, he seemed like I have to do something. And I decided to take a stand and find out exactly what was the problem. Where was the letter? Because if you said you wrote this letter to TDC, there must be an evidence on the report saying that Mr. Cook did something wrong. So automatically means that I wouldn't allow to get back the ID. And so I seek a lawyer and find out information, what can I do? And he saw got the letter.
At the time of his dismissal, Mr. Crook said he felt the decision to have him removed came from persons within the previous Team Unity administration and was solely due to his political views.
We had a leader who was a bully. We had a leader who was very harsh on people. It's like, you don't just say anything about the government. Because, as a matter of fact, they accused me a lot of things at the airport. I never, ever disrespect him on the job until he's on the airport. Never disrespect Mark Riley. Never disrespect Lynchburg. Any other military. As a matter of fact, I was the most helpful person when Timothy came in from overseas. I used to make sure, anybody guy will tell you, make sure that I make sure when they come in, the bags don't go in custom. I used to make sure put me all the bags. So when the bodyguard come down, they just pick up and move on. It's just vindictive.
Crook now, with his new employers, has his ID pass returned. Mr. Crook has been pursuing the matter legally to get redress. I'm Andre Huey for Skn Newsline.
St. Kitts Nevis shoppers, now you can order from China and have your items delivered to you here in St. Kitts Nevis. Introducing Channel Links, a shipping and logistics company from St. Martin that is making your ordering from China dreams come true. Channel Links imports top goods and items for vehicles, accessories, consumer electronics, cosmetics, furniture, toys, house supplies, and much more. Ship your items to a Chinese address, and Channel Links will take care of the rest to ship your products to St. Kitts. If you wish to get your items much faster, Channel Links also offers air freight services. So shop on Alibaba, AliExpress, and other Asian shopping sites. Get low affordable prices and get your items shipped to you. Call or WhatsApp Channel Links in St. Martin at 1-721-554-4802, 580-0171, 580-0065, or 580-4834. Or you can email them at contact_us@channel-links.com. Channel Links, your shipping solution.
It's beautiful. He took one look at you and the angels started singing.
Another wonderful day.
What would you say about staying here for a few months or like a year, just so that we can be together again and just live and love and laugh and have fun and breathe?
Why are you hiding out on a little Caribbean island, singing in a beach bar?
When I came here, I was at peace, and I never left.
This is the beating heart of Nevis. This is what grounds me, what feeds my soul. It's where I found myself.
I hope your life here will be full of joy. Love this island, my son. She will give you more than you can imagine.
Jamaica's health sector is feeling the strain as the dengue outbreak worsens. The authorities are reporting major overcrowding at some facilities, meaning wait time at some public health facilities may be even longer. More in this report.
It's like a serious game of tug-of-war. On one side, dengue. On the other, COVID-19. And hospital resources are being stretched in the middle. Jamaica's Chief Medical Officer, Dr. Jacqueline Bisesa McKenzie, said most hospitals, especially those that are regional, are usually overburdened at this time of the year.
At this time, we're not only seeing an overload from persons with viral illnesses, but this time of the year, we tend to have more persons coming in with uncontrolled, non-communicable diseases and the complications thereof.
Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton said the overcrowding at hospitals is normal this time of the year. He listed a few.
Spanish Town, Maypen, Mandeville, Cornwall Regional, of course KPH, SAV because of trauma, bike accidents and so on. St. Anne's Bay because of trauma, road accidents in particular.
To somewhat get ahead of an expected pileup at the Bustamante Hospital for Children, Dr. Tufton said the University Hospital of the West Indies will now be treating children at no cost.
Normally when you have severe cases, persons end up at pediatric wards, or if they're in this part of the world, of the country, at the Bustamante Hospital for Children. So we do anticipate pressures on the system at the Bustamante Hospital for Children.
And the health officials again singled out social cases.
We're appealing to persons to go and take their relatives so that we can deal with some of the crowding issues that we have in hospitals.
She also urged Jamaicans to be patient at this time.
Usually we have a good triage system and we are able to pick up those persons that need attention right away. And so sometimes you will see people rush ahead of you it is because we consider those to be more of an emergency. The doctors and nurses, all the people that work in the hospitals are also overwhelmed when they have these large crowds to deal with, and to deal with the aggression on top of it really places them in a very bad position.
Hal Shaneberg, TVJ News.
Our first stop, Tricia Audin's farm in Christian Valley. Audin said she suffered significant wind damage, causing her to lose all her lettuce crops for this month, valued at approximately $3,500. We get to the devastation firsthand as papaya trees were blown over, and the wind even took off some of the ground cover at areas of the farm. Another farm in Christian Valley reports extensive water damage from the storm. The heavy rainfall flooded his field, damaging the ground cover and destroying his tomato and cantaloupe crops.
We've seen that some farmers have lost everything, some farmers have lost some things. We've seen major destruction in terms of banana trees and plantain trees.
The storm's impact on these staple crops is a significant setback for the local agricultural community. The storm has also blocked farm roads with fallen trees. Nonetheless, the regulatory officer encourages the farmers to remain resilient and continue their hard work despite the challenges.
Other storms have been a lot worse, so what I want to do basically is urge the farmers that this is agriculture. You have your up days, you have your down days, but you only fail if you stop trying. So just keep at it, keep moving forward. I know the cleanup is hard, it's hard work, you're going to have to spend extra money to get things done, but keep at it.
She says the ministry will conduct a thorough assessment to determine how best to support the farmers. Now, despite the devastation, there are glimmers of hope glistening across some areas of the district that have been struggling under the country's long-standing drought.
And take a look at this. Ponds that were dry just days ago are now filled to the brim, providing much needed water for livestock and irrigation. A silver lining in the midst of devastation.
The replenished ponds offer a lifeline for farmers. Water scarcity has been a persistent challenge, and this natural blessing will help rejuvenate the agriculture sector. As the Ministry of Agriculture conducts a comprehensive assessment and formulates its response to support the affected farmers, we remain optimistic about the resilience of our agricultural sector. We urge the community to stand with our farmers during this difficult time and continue to support the growth of local produce. Jamie J. Roche, ABS News.
It was to be a meeting of leaders in a place celebrated for its history, where past Muslim rulers shaped the city to create a heavenly retreat on earth. But the issues at hand, a far cry from paradise. There was plenty to discuss among the members of the European political community. The ongoing war in Ukraine and maintaining a broad coalition of support for Kyiv.
The main challenge is what we have, that is to save unity in Europe. And I'm speaking not only about the countries in EU, in all the Europe. I think that is the biggest challenge what we'll have, because Russia will attack by information, disinformation, by fakes and etc.
It was a chance for leaders to restate commitment to defending Ukraine. But that's by no means the only test being faced. The recent Azeri takeover of the Karabakh region prompting a mass exodus of ethnic Armenians. But as Azerbaijan's president Ilham Aliyev cancelled his visit, plans for a broader peace treaty were also postponed. With renewed tensions between Serbia and Kosovo resurfacing, there were little signs of a breakthrough, as Kosovo's president Vjosa Osmani refused a meeting with her Serbian counterpart Aleksandar Vučić. The question many have asked here is how much progress could have been possible. Thursday's summit was supposed to have provided a way for leaders to have informal meetings to discuss these pressing issues, but apparently not enough political will to find a working solution. The issue overshadowing the summit, the ongoing wave of undocumented migration. As thousands of people continue to land on the shores of southern Europe, the EU announced a deal to regulate sudden mass influxes of people, with Italy's Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni finally backing the deal after a proposal to get more NGO vessels to take part in rescues was dropped. But continued opposition by Hungary and Poland to any coordinated plan means that this issue is far from solved, and that unity on any planned migration policy overhaul has yet to be achieved. Sonia Gallego, Al Jazeera, Grenada.
And tonight, in a brand new interview, former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton is telling CNN's Christiane Amanpour that Donald Trump will likely be the Republican nominee. And she's also issuing a stark warning about a potential 2024 rematch with President Biden. Listen.
So for those outside this country who may not know, it is not so much a fight between two different parties. It's an internecine warfare within one party, the GOP.
Yeah.
So when you look at how to go forward for the country, as you say, is there any area of coalition building that could happen? There are pragmatic Republicans, as you say. Could there be a whole new way of trying to, get legislation going and cross-party governance going by Democrats and certain Republicans forming a coalition?
Well, you saw the number of Republicans who voted along with Democrats to keep the government open. So there's clearly a common sense, sane part of the Republican caucus in the House. But I think they are intimidated. They oftentimes, say and do things which they know better than to say or do. And it will require us defeating those most extreme measures and the people who promote them in order to try to get to some common ground where people can, again, work together. That's the way it used to be. I mean, we had very strong partisans in both parties in the past, and we had very bitter battles over all kinds of things, gun control and climate change and the economy and taxes. But there wasn't this little tail of extremism wagging the dog of the Republican Party as it is today. And sadly, so many of those extremists, those MAGA extremists, take their marching orders from Donald Trump, who has no credibility left by any measure. He's only in it for himself. He's now defending himself in civil actions and criminal actions. And when do they break with him? Because at some point, maybe there needs to be a formal deprogramming of the cult members, but something needs to happen.
And how do you do that? Because you said you have to defeat them by defeating their leader. Their leader is Donald Trump. Even you have said that you expect him to be the Republican nominee. How does this change at all?
At this point, I think, sadly, he will still likely be the nominee, and we have to defeat him. And we have to defeat those who are the election deniers, as we did in 2020 and 2022. And we have to, just be smarter about how we are trying to empower the right people inside the Republican Party. Nancy Pelosi had a majority of 5 votes when she was Speaker. Kevin McCarthy had a majority of 5 votes. Nancy Pelosi passed consequential legislation. And she clearly had members within her caucus who, ranged across a spectrum of political beliefs and ideology. And she kept everybody together. And she kept everybody focused on the future. He couldn't do that. And so he paid a price, but more importantly, the country paid a price.
And so when you see another matchup between potentially Trump and President Biden, what goes through your mind? And particularly, how do you process that this person who defeated you back in 2016 is still at it, given all that you've said? 91 indictments, civil fraud, sexual transgressions according to the courts. How is this still happening?
It's the classic tale of an authoritarian populist who really has a grip on the emotional, psychological needs and desires of a portion of the population. And the base of the Republican Party, for whatever combination of reasons, and it is emotional and psychological, sees in him someone who speaks for them. And they are determined that they will continue to vote for him, attend his rallies, wear his merchandise, because for whatever reason, he and his very negative, nasty form of politics resonates with them. Maybe they don't like migrants. maybe they don't like gay people or black people, or the woman who got the promotion at work they didn't get. Whatever the reason, you know, Make America Great Again was a bid for nostalgia, to return to a place where, you know, people could be in charge of their lives, feel empowered, say what they want, insult whoever came in their way. And that was really attractive to a significant portion of the Republican base. So it is like a cult. And somebody has to break the, break that momentum. And that's why I believe Joe Biden will defeat him. And hopefully then that will be the end and the fever will break, and then Republicans can try to get back to, you know, fighting about issues among themselves and electing people who are at least, you know, responsible and accountable.
Well, some time ago, we told you about the disaster management's wonderful month of activities. And one of those activities is the double wicket competition. I'm with Brian there. Brian, what's the update? How have registration been going? Are the people responding? How are things looking?
Well, we have had no registrations yet, but we have had several phone calls from a number of players and clubs indicating their interest. And we are looking forward for them to show up on the day of the event, because even though we advise that they should come to the office and register, we haven't seen any person coming to the office yet to register, but we have had a number of phone calls.
Just remind us about the registration. Is there a fee, and how do you go about it actually?
The registration is $40 per team, and we have forms available for persons to come and register each team. We need to know who will be the captain of each team, the players per team, and also we want you as well to select the name of a team, because the name of a team must represent a hazard that could impact the island at any time.
That reminds me, double wicket competition suggests 2 persons, but now you say team, you could probably have a team of 3 or 4, but 2 at a time play.
2 at a time would play, and it could be male and female, or female only, or male only. We just need you to come forward and register so we can have that information available. Late registration would have the potential to affect the start time, and we want the tournament to kick off at 1 p.m. sharp.
For those of us who are Seventh-day Adventists, just wondering if it makes sense to register. If you don't have enough players, it wouldn't last into Sunday. So some of us were just wondering, should we register? Would preliminary games be played on Sunday or not?
The tournament would continue from Saturday. So if we have late registrants or the tournament itself runs into the Sunday, then the Sunday would accommodate both the late registrants and also the completion of the tournament.
All right, so for now, things are kind of looking up, even though we don't have the registrations. We have phone calls, people have committed, kind of, and so the tournament is definitely on. Felipe, or any other storms you think might affect this?
We have had very little rain from Felipe, so I don't think the grounds would be affected that much. However, we are still in the hurricane season, and there are some tropical waves abound. We may still have 1 or 2 showers, but I don't think overall it would affect the tournament.
All right. Final appeal, guys, to the folks who are probably still considering registering.
I just want to appeal to the cricketing public that the registration for the double wicket competition is on and open. Persons can come to the Disaster Management Department and register. We will still, however, accept registration at the games. However, we appeal to you to come forward and register before the event. The grand prize is $800. Come on out, support the event, and you have a chance to win $800.
Thank you so much, guys.